subject, I would say, fathers, stand up. Stand up. Stand up and be fathers. We look at the condition of the world today, and we look and find that a lot of the reason that we say is that because there are only one parent in the household, and majority of the time, the father is not there. But that does not give us no reason not to stand up that are fathers that are in our household, because we can be the example for those that does not have the father in their house. Amen?
Amen.
I'd also like to commend the ladies that raise children on their own. When the father, I commend you on that. But I want you to know that it takes a man to raise a boy. It takes a man to teach a boy how to become a man. Now, yes, y'all does a great job, and I commend you on that. But in order for that boy to really know what a man is, it takes a man. It takes a father. It takes a dad, not just a man. Because when we look around, there anybody can be a donor. But we want somebody that's going to set the example. You know, we want somebody that's going to stand up and be a man. Amen. Yes, we sometimes we have that tough love because that's our adamant. We are men, so we supposed to have that tough love in order for them to come out to be an effective man. Without that, then if the man does not stand, then where will our children be? Where will our children be? The Bible said, Paul said, and he talks to the children, he said, first, children, obey your parents. In other words, you got to be obedient. Sometimes children feel as though that what their parents are telling them, they don't want to accept it. But it's for a reason. You know, it's for their good. Oftentimes my son will tell me, he says, Dad, you old-fashioned. They don't do that no more. But I tell him what was good for me is still good for you. You know what I mean? In other words, if me being chastised made me who I am, then when you get chastised, it's going to make you a better person. In other words, son, right now you might can't see it right now, but in the long run, you'll understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. And notice what it said. It said in the Lord. As I was reading that scripture and thinking and meditating on it, it talks about honoring. It means to have high respect, great esteem from someone to show towards another. It's called honor. Honor your parents. Then it went on and talked about provoking, where it told the father to provoke not your children to wrath. Provoke means to incite, to deliver and make unknown to someone, to aggravate them. And I realized that we don't have a house full of fathers in here right now. But that's all right, because the one that we have and the ladies that we have, then hopefully it will rub off on someone else that they may understand and teach their children. Good fathers and godly fathers. Good father will respect and give respect to their children. In other words, in order for you to get respect, you first got to give it. Then you say, well, what you mean respect? Well, children need respect too. There is a area of respect that we give our children. Just because we are the parent don't mean that we don't have to respect them. Don't misunderstand me. We can't, if they're living in our household, then we have the right to go into their room anytime we want to. That's right, they're in our household. Amen. We have a right to search their closet if we want to, because they're in our household, you see. And by them being in our household, we respect them by giving them their privacy, but we also respect them by making sure that they're doing or have nothing there that they don't supposed to. Amen. It is happy helping them. We got to help them to understand what meanings are about. And now, as I find and I look in life, the Bible tells me that we must train up a child in the way that he should go. Should go. Then when he is old, he will not depart from it. It does not say that he's not going to go astray, but believe me, if you train him right, it's going to come back to his memory. Right. He's going to remember what daddy said. He's going to remember what mama said. He's going to, he may be out doing bad things or getting about to do some bad things, and then he will hear you in his ear. But we got to train them, and if we don't teach them, then they're not going to learn. Well, let me rephrase that. If we don't teach them, then the world going to teach them. Oh, yeah. But we as good fathers and godly fathers, we must show them some respect by teaching them the right way. I believe in Exodus, the Bible talks about how they told them in the morning when they rose up, they gave them the word. When they sat down at the table, they gave them the word. When they went on in and out, the word was on the doorposts. I find that what we need to do is be good examples for our children. That's right. Being good examples for our children means that they must see and hear you call on the name of the Lord. If they hear and see you call on, because it's hard to tell a child to do something and you doing something else. They can't hear what you're saying by seeing what you do. Reason why I know, because when I was young, when my children was young, I would cross my leg, they would sit by me and cross their leg. So I knew that they was watching me. Just the other day, my son caught, on yesterday, one of my sons, I was talking to him, and with this epidemic that we've been kept in close, he began to tell me this. He said, Pop, he said, since I've been home, me and my wife just got this close. And I made a decision to be baptized. And when I made that decision, I had 1, 2, 3 other of my children made the same decision to be baptized. And I told him, I said, son, that's the reason why is because you are the head of that household. You are the catalyst that direct and guides those children. He said, wait a minute, Pop. He said, I took it and I put a note on the window. Every time I go to work, I put a note on the mirror. And when I come back home, my wife, she just happened. He said, Pop, I got that from you. I said, well, thank you, son. It's good to say. But I'm saying that the example that you set, the children are going to follow it. That's right. Whether it's the father or the mother. But since today is Father Day, I want to talk to the fathers. We got to guide our children. We got to lead our children. We got to protect our children. We got to let our children know what a real man is all about. Fathers need to take their daughters and let them know what a man, how a man really is supposed to treat them. That's right. That's right. You need to take them and show them that if a man should open the door for you. Man should pull out the chair for you. Man should treat you nice, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you're not feeling well, the man should understand that. But we got to stand up and be mean. Let your children see you pray. Let your children hear you pray. Teach them how to pray. We got to stand up and be real men. Standing up being real men, that we got to protect them. We got to guard them. We got to help them to understand that a real man does not put his hand on his spouse. That's right. That's right. Let me say that again. A real man, and let me make it plain then. A real man shouldn't beat his wife or his spouse. That's right. That's not a real man. Because if you do that, especially in front of your children, guess what your children are going to do? They're going to grow up and feel as though that that's how I should do it. My daddy did it, I'm going to do it. That's right. That's right. That's not a good example of a man. It says, Father, provoke not your children to wrath. See, when you do that, you're provoking them to wrath. Some may say, well, how do you know so much about being a father? Because I am. I have 4 boys, 7 girls. I have 14 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren. So I ought to have a little, just a little experience of being a father. I don't know it all, but I have just a little bit of experience as being a father. As a matter of fact, I got another great-grandchild on the way. So, but I teach them, I let them know, what children, now whether they do it or not, it's going to determine up to them, but I know one thing. It's not because they haven't been taught. That's right. I was about to go to my seat, and I'm just testifying a little bit. What made me feel good, another thing that made me feel good is that my youngest son called me a couple of years ago. What happened was, you know how this modern day lifestyle is now. He wasn't working. So I called him and I had a talk with him. I said, son, let me explain something to you. Number 1, you're a steward. Steward don't let no woman take care of him. I said, number 2, you're a man, and a man provides for his household. That's right. In other words, you got to get out there and get you a job. You got to provide. If it ain't doing nothing but flipping burgers at McDonald's, get you a job and show your child or show somebody else's child, this is how you do it. You go to work. A couple of years after that, about 6 months later, he got him a job. He called me. He said, Dad, he said, I want to thank you. I said, for what, son? He said, for how you raised me. He said, I'm on this job. He said, I have 2 supervisors that's fussing over me to be right up under them as a supervisor up under them. I said, son, keep doing what you're doing. I said, keep doing what you're doing. But what I'm saying is that when we train our children, then they can become productive citizens. When we train our children in the right way, then they can become productive people of God. I worked at a work release place, and I did several years as a correction officer. And oftentimes I talked to a lot of young people, and I asked them different questions. I try to find out what happened to you, what's going on with you. And I asked them, I said, what was your dad? I don't know. Right. I said, your dad wasn't in your life? I don't know. And then they begin to say bad things about it. They ain't favorable. I don't have no dad. Stuff like that, because the dad was not there to provide for them and to nurture them and to see about them. Don't you know that children are hurting for their father? Don't you know that they're hurting for a father figure? Don't you know that they want a father in their life? Someone to guide them, someone to teach them, someone to protect them, and someone to discipline them when they're wrong. But without that, it's not an ending journey, though. Because I must testify. My dad wasn't in my life. I seen him during Christmas and every now and then, maybe once or 2 times every year or every 2 years. But I made up in my mind that I want to be somebody. Amen. I made up in my mind that I don't want to live the life that I see others live. The reason why, because I had other examples around me. Amen. My former pastor was my example. School teachers were my example. What I'm telling you, you can be an example for somebody that may not even be in your household. That's right. But you got to set the tone. You got to stand up and be men. Stand up and tell them boys what's right and what's wrong. Stand up and tell everybody that Jesus is the answer. That Jesus will see you through. That Jesus will solve the problem. That Jesus is a healer. How many of y'all know that Jesus will fix it for you every time? The old songwriter used to say, he may not come when you want him, but I want to let you know he's always on time. He's the on-time God, son. So I admonish to the men, stand up and be men. We need the men, especially in this day and time.
That's right.
Set the example. If you see somebody, a child out there that's not doing what is, call him to the side. If he will listen, good. If he don't listen, leave him alone. We are in the 21st century. We can't do like our parents did us. When the neighbors whooped us and we got home, we got another whooping. We can't do that this day and time. Because once you try to correct them, then the parents steps in and mess the whole thing up. They mess it up. But we, the few that we have, stand up and be men.
Amen.
Stand up and be men. As I close, there's a little boy that come by my place of business. And each time he come by there, he asks me for peppermint. I give him peppermint. But I talk to him also. How you doing in school? What you doing? If I see him cutting up, stop that. Stop it. You know, in other words, what I'm saying is that we don't have to get out of our character with them. But the Bible said, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. When we show love and kindness, then we can draw. We can draw children. We can draw adults. We can draw our other people children. And before I close, I want to put this point out. I want to drop this nugget right here. Fathers, stop letting child support take care of your children.
That's right. That's right.
It's more to raising a child than money. You need to be in that child's life. You need to spend some time with that child, some quality time with them. If you don't do nothing but ride and talk with them, if you don't do nothing but sit down and talk to them, spend some quality time with that child. That way you're guiding them. You're leading them. You're setting the example for them. There's one thing I taught my children. I told them that if you don't see daddy do it or don't hear daddy say it, don't you say it and don't you do it. That's been my motto for them. So if, in other words, if they say something out of the ordinary and they know that daddy didn't say it, then it hits them. Oops. Daddy. But we got to stand up and be men. We got to stand up and guide our children. We got to stand up and let the children know that there is a reality in serving God. That he will make a difference in your life. If they see you praying, if they see you reading your Bible, if they see you coming to church, if they see you talking to the Lord, believe one thing, they are watching you. And after a while, they're going to be doing it themselves. They may not let you see it at that very moment, but they're imitating daddy. They're imitating mama. Mama do this. Daddy do this. I'm going to be like mama. I'm going to be like daddy. So you got to set that good example. So I say again, men, stand up and be men. And let us raise our children the way God said raise them. Train them up in the way that they should go. And when they are old, they will not depart from you. God bless you. God keep you. We're not going to have the altar call coming up here, but we will have an altar call where you said it. So at this moment, then, let us bow our head for a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you with bowed heads and our heart. Lord, we thank you for your goodness. And we ask you, Lord, to help us to be godly fathers. Help us to be good fathers. Help us to see about our loved ones doing good everywhere you went. Lord, help us to be that same example. Help us, Lord, is our prayer. For we need you as never before. And dear Lord, we ask that you forgive us for any wrong that we have done in the sin that we have committed, Lord. And Lord, we surrender to you, Lord. And we say, have your way in our life, Lord. So we give it all to you, Lord. Our problem, our circumstance, our situation, our marriage, child. We give it all to you, Lord, and we say, fix it. And dear Lord, we thank you. We ask you, Lord, that you would touch and heal those that's sick and afflicted. Touch and heal those that's going through. Touch and heal and deliver, Lord, those that don't know which way to go, Lord. We ask in the mighty name of Jesus that you let your blood cover us, Lord. For, Lord, we know that your blood still works. And we ask that you cover us under your blood, Lord. Go with us and stand by us, Lord. And we will forever give your name the praise, the glory and honor. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.